Archangel Michael says, check your child's neck. The mark is a symbol of that strange little impulse that made you stop scrolling, right here, on this video. That was not an accident. That was a whisper from the universe, a divine signal sent directly to you. A message has been dispatched from the heavens, carried by the Archangel Michael himself, and it has your name on it. It carries an urgency that your soul can feel, even if your mind does not yet understand why your heart is beating a little faster. This message is about your child. And if you do not have a child, it is about a child in your life who holds a piece of your heart, a niece, a nephew, a grandchild, or even the forgotten child that still lives inside of you. There is a sacred timeline attached to this. The spiritual energies are aligned for you, but only for a few more hours. Before the sun sets completely and the first star is visible in the sky, a truth must be brought into the light. You are being called to look at the neck of this child. On the back of their neck, perhaps hidden by their hair, or on the side, just below the ear, there is a mark. You have seen it 1,000 times. You may have thought it was a simple birthmark, a tiny freckle, a faint scar from a forgotten fall. You have dismissed it. Heaven did not. The Archangel Michael says, check your child's neck. The mark is a symbol of a promise that is coming due, and a spiritual battle that is reaching its final moments. You are the key. Your attention, right now, is the weapon that will win this war for their destiny. The reason this feels so heavy, so important, is because you have always known, deep down, that this child was different. You felt a protective instinct for them that feels ancient, almost primal. It's more than just love. It's a spiritual guardianship. You remember the quiet moments, rocking them to sleep, and feeling a sense of peace so profound it felt like you were holding a piece of heaven itself. But there were other moments too. Moments of a chilling fear that came from nowhere. A sudden panic that would wash over you while they played in the other room. You've had nightmares you can't quite remember, where you were standing between them and a shadow. That was not just a parent's anxiety. That was your spirit, your true self, sensing the spiritual war that has been quietly raging over their life, over their potential, over the light they were born to shine in this world. This mark is the epicenter of that battle. It is a seal. And the time to understand its meaning is now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. The window of divine intervention is open for you this very day, and it will begin to close as soon as the moon takes its place in the sky. There are people in this world who cannot stand to see light in others because their own hearts are filled with darkness. There is a person, close to you, closer than you want to believe, who saw the destiny placed upon your child from the moment they were born. This person smiled at you. They brought gifts. They said all the right things. They may have even been at the hospital, holding that tiny, perfect hand, saying how beautiful, how special your child was. But behind their eyes, in the secret corners of their spirit, a bitter root of jealousy had taken hold. They saw the favor of God on this child, a brilliance, a destiny that was greater than what they saw for their own life, or for their own children. And in a moment of profound spiritual weakness, of deep and hidden envy, they spoke a word of limitation over your child. It was not a loud, dramatic curse. It was a quiet, venomous whisper. A wish that the child would never rise too high. A hope that they would always be just a little bit held back, a little bit troubled, a little bit tethered to the ground so they could never truly fly. This bitter wish attached itself to your child's energy field, and it settled in that one physical spot, the mark on their neck. That mark became a spiritual anchor, a tiny, invisible weight meant to slow them down for the rest of their life. Have you ever wondered why your child struggles with one specific thing, no matter how hard they try? Why a certain sadness seems to follow them, a shyness they can't seem to shake, a frustration that boils over so easily? You have blamed yourself. You have wondered if you did something wrong, if you are not a good enough parent or guardian. Stop that right now. The weight you have been carrying, the guilt that has been eating at you in the dead of night, is not yours to carry. You have been feeling the effects of a spiritual attack that you could not see. You have been fighting a ghost. This person, this smiling enemy, has been watching. They have taken a quiet satisfaction in every struggle your child has faced. Every setback has been a confirmation to them that their bitter wish was working. They see your child's immense potential, and it terrifies them. Because your child's success is a mirror that shows them their own bitterness, their own lack of faith. So they have subtly, quietly, tried to reinforce this spiritual anchor over the years. With backhanded compliments. With gifts that have strings attached. By planting little seeds of doubt in your child's mind, and in yours. This has been a long, silent war. But today, it ends. The Archangel Michael has sounded the trumpet. The armies of heaven are being mobilized on behalf of your child. The power that was used to place that limitation is about to be shattered into a million pieces. The urgent timeline is because this envious person is feeling a shift. They sense that their spiritual hold is weakening. They are becoming nervous. Their jealousy is stirring again, and they are preparing to make another move, to speak another word of limitation. But you are going to stop them. You are going to act before they can. The power to break this chain is being placed into your hands in the next few minutes. The doubters, the scrollers who have already swiped away from this video, they will miss their moment. They are slaves to their own distraction. But you are not one of them. You were chosen to hear this. You were chosen to be the liberator for your child. Your spirit knew this was a divine appointment. That is why you are still here, listening, feeling the truth of these words resonating in your soul like the clang of a church bell. The injustice that was done in secret is about to be exposed in the light, and the reversal will be swift, it will be total, and it will begin before the day is over. The lies of the enemy are crumbling. The power of that bitter envy is turning to dust. What was meant to be an anchor is about to become a launching pad. The very thing that was designed to hold your child down is going to become the source of their greatest strength. The reversal has already been decreed in the heavenly realms. Now, you must anchor it in the physical world. You must become the vessel through which this miracle flows. You do not need to confront this person. You do not need to cause a scene or start a fight. The battle is not won with anger or accusation. It is won with a quiet act of divine authority. I want you to perform a simple, physical ritual. This is an act of faith, a declaration to the universe that you are taking back the ground that was stolen. When you are able, I want you to go to your child. If they are asleep, do not wake them. If they are awake, find a quiet moment. You are going to place your hand gently on that mark on their neck. Just a gentle touch. As you do this, you are not to speak out loud. You will speak with your spirit. I want you to close your eyes and say these 3 sentences in your heart: the chain is broken. The debt is paid. Your destiny is released. Feel the power in those words. They are not just words, they are keys. They are the frequency of freedom. They unlock the potential that has been suppressed. The moment you do this, the spiritual anchor will dissolve. It will cease to exist. The energy that has been weighing your child down will be sent back to the one who sent it, but it will not be sent as a curse. It will be sent back as a mirror. For the first time, this envious person will be forced to see the ugliness of their own heart. They will be overcome with a sudden and inexplicable sadness, a deep regret for a reason they cannot name. Their power over your child's life will be permanently severed. They will no longer be able to affect their destiny. This reversal is already in motion. The angels are already at work. The feeling of dread you sometimes get will be replaced by a feeling of profound peace. The unexplained struggles your child has faced will begin to ease, almost overnight. You will see a new light in their eyes. A new confidence in their step. A new freedom in their laughter. This is not something you have to hope for, it is something you must expect. The divine promise is irrevocable. The timeline is absolute. The first sign of this victory will show itself to you within the next 24 hours. It will be small, but it will be unmistakable. A sudden, joyful phone call. An unexpected good grade. A moment of connection with your child that feels deeper and more pure than ever before. This will be your sign from God that the ritual was successful, that the chain is broken. For those of you who are ready to claim this victory for your child, for your bloodline, I want you to declare it now. This is an act of power. This is you telling every force of darkness that their time is up. Type in the comments right now, the chain is broken. Every single comment is a hammer blow against the prison walls that were built around your child's future. Each one is a shout of victory that echoes in the spiritual realm. The doubters will scoff. Let them. They do not understand the power of collective faith. They are on the outside looking in. But we, the family that is gathering here right now, we understand. We are the movers and the shakers. We are the chain breakers. As you type those words, feel the energetic shift. Feel the lightness entering your spirit. You are not just a parent, an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent. You are a divine warrior, an agent of God, appointed for this exact moment to set a captive free. The battle is already won. Wait. Pause. Stop what you are doing. I need you to listen to me very, very carefully. The message I was given to deliver is incomplete. There has been a new revelation, a clarification from the divine throne, and it is only for those of you who have stayed, for those whose spirits were sensitive enough to know that there was something more. The first part of the message was the truth, but it was not the entire truth. There is a layer beneath it, a secret that changes everything. What I was about to say next has been altered. I am being shown something new, right now, for you. Look at your right hand. Just hold it up and look at it. See the lines on your palm? The story of your life, your struggles, your victories, is written there. But I want you to focus on the center of your palm. I want you to press your left thumb into that center point. Press it firmly. There is a network of nerves there, a place of connection. As you press down, I want you to understand that this connection point on your body is linked directly to the mark on your child's neck. It is a spiritual tether, a cord of light that has existed between you and them since before their birth. The chill you sometimes feel on the back of your own neck is not just a random occurrence. It is your spirit sensing a pull, an attack, on that tether. Now here is the secret, the truth that the enemy has been desperately trying to hide, the revelation that will change the entire dynamic of this spiritual war. The mark on your child's neck is not a curse. It was never a curse. The envious person tried to place a curse, they whispered their bitter limitation, but heaven intervened in that exact moment. The Archangel Michael himself descended and caught that bitter word before it could land. And he transformed it. He turned what was meant to be a brand of limitation into a seal of divine protection. The mark is not an anchor holding them down. It is a shield. It is a permanent, indelible sign that this child is under the personal protection of the warrior archangel of God. The struggles they have faced were not because the shield was failing. The struggles were the arrows of the enemy bouncing off the shield. You were witnessing the evidence of a battle being won, not one being lost. The sadness, the frustration, that was the spiritual shrapnel from the constant attacks that were being deflected. Your child has been living on a battlefield, but they have been living there completely protected. The enemy, in their arrogance and their spiritual blindness, does not know this. The person with the envious heart believes their curse worked. They see the struggles and they gloat, thinking their bitterness has borne fruit. They have no idea that every single attack they have launched has only served to strengthen the angelic protection around your child. They have been wasting their energy fighting against the impenetrable shield of God. And now, the stakes have been raised dramatically. This envious person is feeling that their power is gone. They don't know why, but they feel the connection has been severed. This is making them desperate. And in their desperation, they are about to overplay their hand. Within the next 48 hours, they are going to make a very direct attempt to re-establish their spiritual influence. They will try to give your child a physical object. It might be a toy, a piece of clothing, even money. It will be presented as a gift of love, but it will be an Trojan horse. It will be an object they have held, an object they have poured their envious energy into, a physical anchor for a new attack. You are now the gatekeeper. You have been given the divine intelligence. You know their plan before they even execute it. Your mission is to intercept this gift. Not with anger, but with wisdom. You have been armed with a sacred secret. You are no longer fighting in the dark. You can see the enemy's strategy. This knowledge is your power. It is your sword and your shield. The ritual I told you about, touching the mark and speaking the words in your heart, is still critically important. But its purpose has now been elevated. You are not breaking a curse. You are activating the shield. You are consciously connecting your own spirit to the power of that divine seal. When you touch that mark, you are telling heaven, I see. I understand. I am ready to stand in my authority as the guardian of this protected child. The words, the chain is broken. The debt is paid. Your destiny is released, are now a command that supercharges the angelic shield around them. It pours your faith, your love, your power into that divine protection, making it 1,000 times stronger. The enemy's last, desperate attempt will not only fail, it will backfire spectacularly. When you intercept that gift, when you politely refuse it or accept it and quietly dispose of it where it can do no harm, you will be performing the final checkmate in this spiritual chess game. The energy in that object, having nowhere to go, will boomerang back to the sender with an intensity that will shatter their spiritual arrogance once and for all. They will be confronted with a profound emptiness, a spiritual exhaustion that forces them to deal with the darkness in their own soul. They will be so broken that they will no longer have the energy to envy anyone. Now, with this new, higher understanding, it is time to make a new declaration. The last one was about breaking a chain. This one is about claiming a royal identity. This is for you and for your child. This is for your bloodline. Type in the comments with the full force of your spirit, the shield is revealed. As you type this, you are sending a signal to the entire angelic host. You are announcing that you are aware of the divine protection over your house. You are aligning yourself with the power of Michael the Archangel. The algorithm is a physical system, but what we are doing here is a spiritual act. Every person who types, the shield is revealed, is adding their light to a global grid of divine power. We are creating a fortress of light around our children, together. You are the chosen few who stayed to hear the deeper truth. This secret was a gift for your faithfulness. This is your reward. You are no longer just a defender. You are an enforcer of a heavenly decree. The next move is yours, and victory is not just possible, it is absolutely guaranteed. The climax of this story is not a loud explosion, but a quiet, powerful, and total victory that is sealed by your wisdom. Imagine the scene. This person, the source of the envy, approaches you or your child. They are smiling. They are holding their gift, their Trojan horse. In the past, you would have felt an uneasy feeling, a strange check in your spirit, but you would have ignored it, not wanting to be rude. But not now. Now, you see with spiritual eyes. You see the object for what it is, a desperate, pathetic last attempt to throw a stone at the fortress of God. And with a calm, peaceful heart, you will intercept it. You will say, that is so kind of you, but we can't accept it, or you will take it and know that its power is already neutralized, because you are walking in the light of the truth. The moment this happens, the final cord is cut. The grand restoration begins. The light around your child, which was always there but was being filtered through the constant spiritual battles, will now burst forth in its full glory. You will see their true essence emerge. The shyness will be replaced by a quiet confidence. The frustration will be replaced by a resilient spirit. The unexplained sadness will be lifted like a morning fog, revealing the bright, joyful soul that was there all along. Teachers will call you, telling you about a sudden positive change in your child. Friends will comment on how happy and bright they seem. You will witness a blossoming, a flourishing, a divine acceleration in their life. The destiny that was protected is now fully released. And the blessing is not just for them. It is for you. For being the faithful guardian, for listening to that still, small voice, a wave of peace and favor will wash over your own life. Doors you thought were permanently closed will begin to creak open. A sense of purpose and clarity will settle upon you. You held the line for your child, and heaven will honor you for it. Just last week, a woman in Orlando, Florida, was watching a message just like this one. She was deeply worried about her teenage daughter, who had become withdrawn and sullen. She recognized the story. She felt the truth of it in her bones. The next day, her own sister, who had always been strangely competitive with her, came over with a gift for her daughter, an expensive makeup kit. The mother remembered the secret she had been told. She took the kit, thanked her sister, and as soon as she left, she threw it in the trash outside. She said she felt a literal snap in the atmosphere of her home. That evening, her daughter came to her, sat on her bed, and talked for 2 hours, opening her heart for the first time in over a year. The spell was broken. Do you see? This is real. It is your family's turn now. This victory is yours for the taking. Do not let anyone or anything steal this moment from you. If this message has touched your spirit, if you have felt the truth in these words, you have a divine obligation to share it. There is another parent, another guardian, who is in the dark right now. They are blaming themselves for their child's struggles. They need to hear this secret. They need to be armed with this truth. When you share this video, you are not just sharing a link. You are lighting a torch and passing it to another warrior in the army of light. You are expanding the circle of protection. Now, go back to the very beginning of this video and listen again. There was a word, a phrase, a feeling that you missed the first time. The second time you hear it, with the full understanding you now have, it will unlock an even deeper level of revelation just for you. Finally, as a seal upon this entire prophetic word, as a final declaration of your victory, type Amen in the comments below. Let that be the final word. The final sound. The final act of faith that solidifies this miracle in your life, in your child's life, and in your bloodline for generations to come. Your watch is over, guardian. The victory is won.